Hi Gooners, I'm driving back from work all the way from Yorkshire. Gonna miss the protest today. Quite a big time for the club, and this protest is just the start of what is in store. I think now comes a time where, this last week has been an absolute whirlwind. Many emotions flying around, obviously loads of opinions about the decision to go to the Super League. It was a crazy decision. I don't know how someone within Arsenal thought that was a good thing to do. They come out and apologised. Great, but how in the hell has anyone thought that this would be a good thing to do, and that us fans would say, oh yeah, well done, brilliant idea. You've seen through the whole of the football community, I'm talking the fans of all these different clubs coming together and with a resounding get stuffed. It's disgusting to see the clubs do this behind our backs without any thought process to involve us, and it shows how times have changed, and that fans no longer have a say, or they're so distant from the current owners. So this is the start of change. The government getting involved now with legislation. There's going to be changes, and it's going to be better for fans. I'm sure of that. I'm sure there's going to be some really good news for us fans, getting back to a stage where we've got a say. So it has been a mad week. You can't get around it. And these protests, they started 10 years ago. The guy who started it with the Black Scarf movement, he's actually blocked us in the North Bank on Twitter for disagreeing with him about the message of their original protests back in 2010, where there was an agenda to get the board out, but that agenda, as they got more and more people coming on board, seemed to get whitewashed, seemed to get diluted a little. So you then had the factions going on about Arsene Wenger. 2 years on from that, suddenly you have the birth of the Vermin channel on Arsenal Fan TV. That had their own other agendas. People trying to make their name for themselves, creating personalities that were false. So from what was started out with the Black Scarf movement as something for change and for the right reasons with regards to getting the board, these diluted into the other club. You suddenly saw the banners, we don't want you Stan Kroenke, we don't want you Wenger. It's like, all of it become more and more targeted towards Wenger, the easy target, and that's how it carried on, and it carried on, and it carried on, and the Kroenkes seemed to get quite an easy ride after that. We know that they've been the issue for a long time. Between 2008 and 2019, they hadn't put any of their own money in to help the club, the only club in the Premier League, and I'm pretty certain there aren't too many others in Europe that would basically have their own operations funding 100% of what they use, without any spending from their owners. At a time that Arsenal as a football club needed them the most. Don't forget, we just moved into the stadium. Yeah, we're into our third season at 2008, and you're suddenly thinking, yeah, we need help, we need support to carry us on, carry on the momentum of the club, show the people, show the players we actually mean business, show our intent. Yeah, what's our desire to stay at the big table? What's our ambition? But no, the Kroenkes milked and milked and milked Arsenal Football Club. We saw our players sold off for poor value. There's mismanagement through contract negotiations, a lack of direction in the boardroom. It isn't all down to Wenger. Wenger had enough to do to try and keep us stable, and it goes to show now how well he did actually do with what he had available. And if the club would have backed him, and the club would have got behind him and given him a little investment, I'm talking just 25%. That's still even less than some of the lower clubs in the Premier League for investment. That would have been a big help to Wenger, to the club, to help keep our bigger players, the players that we needed to keep on board, to help build us and propel us into this next chapter, being from the Emirates and making sure that we didn't go downhill. Flip side, we look at it now. Struggling financially. Yeah, all right. Yeah, well, no, we can. We've got the ability to still buy players, but we still look at the finances and we look at it and we think, well, no, we haven't got a lot. We paid off our loan for the stadium. We should be kind of coming out the other side thinking we're rosy and we're doing really well. But no, because everything has been cut back accordingly, and the Kroenkes have taken their money out to fund KSE. We're in a bad way. Yeah, I don't know. You look at it and you think it could have been so much better, but through the greedy Americans, have no interest in football, not interested in fans. They want to just improve their franchises and take the money back into their own families and into their ranch and whatever. The cash cow. This is Arsenal Football Club. Yeah, the old custodians of the board. I hope they're hanging their heads in shame if they can actually find themselves away from their lives where they sold themselves out. Yeah, they've probably got enough money to not be worrying about it, but I hope they are ashamed of themselves, and when they take themselves to their graves, I really hope that they regret everything. And yeah, I can't forgive them, and fans, I don't think you can forgive them. you could say, yeah, they've helped us take us to the next level, but the trouble is they sold us out to the devil. They went against Dean for bringing in Kroenke. He also brought in Usmanov, or tried to bring in Usmanov, but it was too late. Yeah, they wanted some outside investment. He bought in Kroenke. The board were against Kroenke. This was the thing. And then, on a lovely flip side, he gets on board, and then all the same people that were against this guy then decide to, as soon as pound signs come floating in, sell out. So there's no moral ground there on here. David Dean was a football man, and he would have been a strong character in the board. And as soon as the board could, they got rid of him. They turned on him and they got rid of him. So yeah, I find it disgusting how it's transpired. So we need change. We need someone who is now going to come in and really push us forward. If Kroenke doesn't want to spend the money that needs to be spent to take us back to where we need to be, he needs to go. And I'm not asking for someone to come in and chuck millions and millions and millions like an Abramovich or the Sheikh at City. I just want someone just to extend themselves slightly. Yeah, help us. We've got to get back to where we are. But FIFA have got a massive say in things now, and the Super League idea won't go away. It'll come back again. And between FIFA, Arsene Wenger's probably having a good say about things now, as well as UEFA. Financial fair play didn't work. There were ways around it, and clubs were laughing at UEFA. But the greed in football, it stems from there's no policing across the board worldwide. You've got the bung scandals, the corruption at FIFA and UEFA. Yeah, they're trying reforms and they're trying to get and weed that out and get out of it, and hopefully that's all aside now. But FIFA have a duty now to work with the governments, and if the government's going to get involved and they're going to start legislating and going at clubs and looking at how they're run and the finances, then FIFA have got to introduce a wage cap worldwide that basically gets football back in line and not out of control as what it is. Yeah, the Super League come about not to protect football, to protect the few. I think mainly to protect Barcelona and Real Madrid, two clubs that have been totally mismanaged through the years. Yeah, they've lived on caviar for so long, and now things are very tight, and the money's drying up from Santander and the other governments and stuff that they're funded by. They're panicking. How can Barcelona, a team that's in debt massively, go out and then go and spend 150 million on Coutinho? Total mismanagement. And they try to put the spin to say we need to protect and save football. No, rephrase that, protect you. I find it disgusting. And how we as clubs, and this is not just Arsenal, we went in for it, and within 48 hours we're out of it. And the fans deserve more. But I look at the protests now. Really important tonight. I'm gutted I can't make it. So, Arsenal fans, stay safe. Do things the right way. Be respectful. Make your feelings heard. But we know this is not going to be an easy, quick job. This has got to be the start, and it's got to be a long process. There's going to be a long, long road ahead to get Kroenke out of the football club. So get ideas in together on social media, keep the pressure, keep the momentum going. But every game there has got to be a protest, and this has got to be going into the next year when fans are actually allowed in the stadiums. What great statement would it be if the first game back, when fans could come back in, that there are no fans in the stadium, just outside. Be very interested to see. I know there are so many emotional ties as fans. We all want to get back in the stadium again and support the team, and at the first opportunity, of course we all want to be in the stadium. But a massive statement, those fans outside the stadium, making yourself heard, making yourself seen on the TV cameras by not being in the stadiums. Imagine that over a wider scale, and you're suddenly thinking, hang on a minute, the fans do mean what they say. And if we can do that, wow, we've got momentum, we've got media coverage, and we can hopefully get somewhere near what we actually are trying to achieve by getting this man out of our club. So, Arsenal fans, get behind it tonight. Good luck, enjoy the sun. Let's hope for 3 points also against Everton tonight. So come on Arsenal, show how much fans can do together. So up the Arsenal, come on you Gunners.